Good morning. I hope you're all well and you're not getting very bored staying at home alone. I would like today to give you a few advices that you've probably heard a lot. Don't kiss each other too much. Keep your hands clean. Sneeze in your sleeves. Keep a distance. Take care. Stay safe. These are dangerous times and we need to be careful. We don't know when we will be meeting again, so I would like to give you a lecture on Gebran, Khalil Gebran, which is our reading of this week. I'm sure you also have a presentation, but it doesn't matter. We will do that later when we meet. We just need to go on with the program because we cannot afford to have makeup classes all the time. And whenever we meet, we will have our exam as scheduled before. So, this is our first Lebanese author in our IS series. We've been taking IS for 3 semesters. This is the first time we have a Lebanese author. We will have another one in 2 weeks' time with Hanan al-Sheikh on feminism. So, I'm sure you all heard of Gebran, Khalil Gebran, and the book is called The Prophet. It was originally written in English, so this is not a translation. So whenever you find a book called The Prophet by Gebran, you can buy it. It's the same text. And if you would like to take it and read it online as a PDF, I have put the link at the end of the PowerPoint on the classroom management, and you can. So let us recapitulate a little bit and remember our great poet Gebran. Gebran was born in 1883 and he died in 1931. He was very young. He was, in his prime age, and yet he produced a lot in this time. He was born on January 6th, so Armenians will not forget. It is Christmas Day, and he was born in a Maronite family in the Bsharre. And if you are in the Bsharre area, don't fail to go and visit the museum. His father was very irresponsible. He didn't really take care of his family, and it is his mother, Camila, who took care of them. Gebran had a half-brother, Peter, and 2 younger sisters, Mariana and Sultana, and he loved them very much. Because he was poor and he did not have very much means of going to the big schools, Gebran was, in fact, limited to an education to the priest in the village, and so he studied the basics of the Bible with Arabic and Syriac, Lugha Syrianiya. The priest noticed that he was very alert, and therefore he started giving him other courses as well. So he put him a little bit into the history, science, and languages. When he was 10, he had a small accident, so he was strapped to a piece of wood, and he stayed at home. And he was the piece of wood was like a cross, and all his life he remembered that he was like as if crucified to that cross when he was there. His father was put in prison because of escaping taxes, and therefore his mother decided that she cannot live the way it was. So she immigrated. She had family relatives in the United States. So in 1895, Gebran and his family embarked to New York. At that time, there were many Lebanese who were already going to the United States, and they were very famous. The Lebanese in the United States were very famous for being peddlers. In fact, they had like a small kiosk or a kiosk or a small bag, and they used to go from house to house and sell things. The first delivery system, which was very new in the American idea, They would go and sell things like wool or threads or sugar, can openers, things that would, I'm sure if you live in the village, sometimes you have a van that comes and sells things like plastic tablecloths, and these were the things they would do. First, they settled in Boston, and which had at that time the largest community of Lebanese and Syrians. And then they would. This is where he would start his schooling and his later career. Uh, Having had no formal education, he was, of course, put in a class, uh, in an ungraded class. In fact, he didn't match his own class and his age. But he had to learn English from scratch, and therefore his name was changed to Khalil Gebran rather than Gebran Khalil Gebran. From the very beginning, his family, his teachers noticed that he was very good in drawing. In fact, if you look at the book of the Prophet, all the drawings are his own sketches. You will look at the book and you will find drawings that he made them himself. And he started sketching from a very young age. He would draw the picture of the teachers, and when they noticed his talent, they contacted somebody called Fred Holland Day, who was a great artist and who supported artists. And he tried to help him through his artistic career. In fact, Gebran was better known in the Boston area as an artist than he would be known as a writer later. In 1898, they returned back, and he spoke a bit of English and very poor Arabic. He could speak Arabic, he could speak Arabic well, but he could not write it at all. So, to improve his education, torn between these two cultures, his mother put him as a boarder in the school of Madras al-Hikmeh, which is not very far from here, on the ring. And being stubborn as he is, he refused to follow the curriculum that the teachers gave him. They would give him a homework, he would do something else. He was very much interested in the Arabic language, in the grammar, and these grammatical forms of the language. But he didn't want to follow the rules and regulations. He was quite a rebel. In fact, the teacher, if you look in the annals, in the archives of the school, they look in his carnet. They would say a rebellious mind, and then a mind that mocks, an eye that mocks everybody. At the school, he met with Joseph Houayek, with whom later they started publishing a journal called Al Manara, the Beacon, and afterwards, his sister Sultana fell ill, and Gebran had to leave Lebanon and go back to the United States where his family was. He attended his sister's funeral, and he started, being protected by a certain lady called Josephine Peabody in the Boston area, who became like his sponsor for all his art and his artists. And she took care of him in terms of some financial help. Also, there was Mary Haskell, who entered his life, and he helped him. And she helped him in his life. In 1908, Gebran went to Paris, and he started studying arts there. This was Paris of the turn of the century. He started doing painting, but he realized that he knew how, he had painting, but he didn't have the tools, the skills, because in France everything went by, you have to have a training in doing things. So he was a bit upset that the other painters didn't really appreciate what he was doing, because they thought that it is not according to the traditional methods of the schools. Then he went to London, and then he also met Amir Rihani, and they made the Rabita al-Qalamiyya together, and they started being known as the poets of the Lahja, and together they would publish and write articles together. In 1923, Gebran developed a correspondence with a certain lady called May Ziyadeh, and if you know where May Ziyadeh Street is, I'll give you an extra bonus. This is a homework for you to find where May Ziyadeh Street is. And it will be another bonus if you know where is the Gebran statue in Beirut. So if you can think of these two things and Google them, then maybe you have answers. In 1928, Gebran's health started to deteriorate. He started getting sick, and he He used to drink a lot, smoke a lot. Whenever he used to work, he used to put bakhur, and have music of the church and so forth in a mystic way, a little bit like a Sufi. And he published in 1928 Jesus, Son of Man, which was very well reviewed. And then he started writing other works, like some of them in Arabic and some of them in English. In fact, Gebran has